Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of Mid-Rank Madness. This is a game between DrPepper and Squanzo on Whirlwind, the latter edition. In the top right side of the map, we have the red Terran player. It is Squanzo, representing Sons of Light. Soul SC with like a hyena logo there. Is that what that is? Looks like a hyena. And in the bottom left side of the map, we have the blue Zerg player. It is DrPepper, representing iDrunk and an artichoke wearing a hat. I think that's what that is. Two amazing spinning logos today in Mid-Rank Madness. So this is a diamond level game sent to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of Mid-Rank Madness. Sent to my screeners, they went ahead and looked through those, sent me back the very best ones, and that's what we're casting. Again, it is 2 Mid-Rank Madness and 2 Into the Void casts every single week. Every week, 52 weeks, every single year. I mean, I've only been doing this for a year and like 9 months at this point, but still, we're going to keep this train moving. All right, so a ZVT, I think this, again, might be the most popular matchup on the channel, as we see a hatch first out of DrPepper into an extractor into a pool, which just makes it a little bit more difficult to hold off the Reaper, at least mass Reaper. One Reaper you can deal with pretty easily, but if this turned into a 3 racks, it'd be very difficult indeed for a DrPepper to pull this thing off, which is why you see a lot of extractor pool builds into hatch at the higher levels. But maybe at Mid-Rank Madness, there's not a lot of the 3 rack stuff, so nothing to worry about there. It is a Reaper. This Reaper's name is Olavi. Yes, it is Olavi. One of my recent subscribers actually suggested that name, said, please name a Reaper after my best friend Olavi. And I'm going to go ahead and do so. This scouting drone from DrPepper actually putting a delay on that command center expansion. The SCV forced to retreat for his life as the drone chasing him down. Another SCV comes down. I will get to work on that command center. How about that? And then drone says, no, you will not. Yeah, but 2 SCVs pulled off the line to deal with this one drone. And look, pausing the command center again, but here comes Olavi. Olavi going to chase down and murder that drone. He wants drone kills so bad. Maybe this is why you don't drone scout as Zerg, is because as soon as that Reaper comes out, that drone is dead. Too slow. It is just too slow to run away. I mean, you can maybe try to juke it inside certain places on certain maps, but like right here. But nope, not today. And now Olavi has a drone kill. Oh, but he doesn't know where the Zerg player is. He's scouting at the top left instead of the bottom left. That means, queens are going to be out. That means lings are going to be out by the time Olavi shows up. His job just got about 18 times harder. 18 times harder. Is there a new icon for Overlords too? There is. Look at that. Look at all these new updates. And for Zerglings, wow, new little skins and visual changes to StarCraft 2. It's like Christmas. Oh, it is basically like Christmas. Wait, Christmas was a few days ago, but still, it is the Christmas time of year, and gift giving is apparently what StarCraft is all about. So Slowlings going after this Reaper, and again, just not that great off creep. They're faster than the Reaper on creep, but no, Olavi, no. That, you take your eye off that Reaper for 1 second, you get surrounded by slow Lings, and you die. Lings are moving out for DrPepper. Metabolic boost coming up for the Zerg player as well. He is researching that. No sign of a lair. Not really droning up either because he made so many Lings. He has, how many Lings here? 12? 12 Lings in the first 3 minutes of the game. Good wall here from Squanzo, though. Almost a wall. And does manage to get the supply depot just in time. But, oh no! There's another gap! The Lings are in! But the secondary wall will hold them temporarily. Ling's going to lay waste to this natural base, though. At least force the liftoff. Yep, forcing the liftoff, killing an SCV. Trying to build stuff at this point. And what can hold that top line? There is a Hellion on the way. That's good. There's the repair coming up. It's difficult to break a wall with unupgraded speedlings. If they're like +3/+3 speedlings that have adrenal glands, yes, you can pull this off, but that's impossible. I mean, right now, that is not the case. Hellion and a Marine trying to burn these guys alive while the SCVs are repairing the supply depots, but there are still Lings loose inside the natural base of Squanzo. The Marines, I just get inside the bunker. No, one does not. One does not get inside the bunker, gets melted. Unfortunately, lowering that supply depot just as the Lings almost got in, then raising it again. Lings picking off another Marine to just get him inside the bunker. I mean, how are you going to do this? This is working out so well for DrPepper. Just intensely well for the Zerg player. Get inside the main, get inside the main. Oh, it does get inside the main. Didn't lift the supply depot. Gets a nice scout. SCV's getting a nice surround, though. Wow, great job. I know the Lings were injured, but they died so fast. So fast. How many SCVs? Only 1 SCV killed there. So that's pretty good. I mean, that was a pretty good hold there by Squanzo. Yes, lost a lot of mining time. Yes, allowed the Zerg player to get up a 3rd base during that aggression. Great move by DrPepper, expanding while attacking. I know I say it a lot, but that's because it's true. Roach Warren coming up for the Dr. Pepper lair on the way as well. This is the latest patch of StarCraft 2, so Hydras have a max range of 6. Max range of 6. Those upgrades were combined for the speed and the range and nerfed a little tiny bit. Starport on the way, and a command center being constructed for Dr. Pepper, or for Squanzo as well. Wow, that was a weird brain fart for sure. So double basing it for now is Squanzo, worried about more Ling aggression. Who can blame him? Combat shield being researched from Squanzo as well, and it is 35 to 38 harvesters. Squanzo actually taking a bit of a lead on the Zerg player, so hey, good job for him. Even though there was all that lost mining time and some dead stuff here at his natural base, he did not give up. He continued to macro, and he is in a fairly good spot right now. He does need to expand at some point, though. I mean, Dr. Pepper's not super saturating his third base, so it's not like he's way ahead in macro at this point, but that 3 base to 2 base can be a problem for Terran players, which is why you'll see the best ones go for a third base around the 6 to 7 minute mark, if not sooner, depending on how things are going. Tanks in production for Squanzo, making Marauders as well. Stim being researched in addition to that combat shield that I mentioned earlier, and +1/+1 for Hydras, Roaches, Ravagers, and Lurkers on the way for Dr. Pepper. So he's probably not going for the Ultralisks at this point in time. Lings holding this center Zelnaga watchtower and not seeing anything, but it's nice to hold it, I suppose. I mean, be active with the Lings. Go look for ninja tech. Go look for like proxy battle cruiser rushes from your opponent. I mean, just try to kill things that are out there. Hold the map control, because there aren't a lot of Hellions on the field, and Hellions can do map control against Lings, but not much of anything else at this stage in the game. You guys have free reign. Make use of it. Make use of it. Spore Crawler on the way. When in doubt, put up Spore Crawlers. Drops are probably coming, or Banshees. One of the two things are going to show up at your base eventually, unless your opponent is really, really determined to beat you on the ground. Oh, look, third base landed. Good job, Squanzo. 6 minutes. Hey! 6-7 minute mark. Squanzo lands it, gets some mules mining immediately at that third base. And what are we doing here? Just spreading creep as Dr. Pepper. He's not quite connected his bases with creep yet, but he's working on it, kind of. Roaches on the way. Glial Reconstitution coming on up. I don't know what you can do with pure Roaches against Marine Marauder like this. Ling trying to kill stuff at this third base, but no, gets cleaned out by an extermination squad of Marines and Marauders and tanks. Do they have the new shields? They do. Ah, new shields there. Very fancy. Very fancy indeed. +1 vehicle weapons on the way for Squanzo as well. Alright, so upgrades looking great. Fourth base now on the way for Dr. Pepper, recognizing the third has been taken by Squanzo. He's not going to attack anytime soon here. So going for that third hatchery. It's 49 to 65 harvesters. Squanzo, woo! Squanzo working hard on that macro. Hydralisk Den on the way. Again, it's not as scary as it used to be, but it is still a better unit than it's been pretty much through the history of StarCraft 2, which again is always sad. If you watch old Brood War casts, Hydras were huge in ZVT. They were used all the time, and then StarCraft 2 came out, and it's like, well, they're good against air, but if you're going against a ground army, Hydras just die in about 3.2 seconds, and then it's kind of a waste of gas. But now with the extra range, they have better survivability, especially if they get mixed in here with some of these Ravagers and these Roaches. There we go. Ravager, Roach, Hydra. Seems an okay composition. I still don't like the Zerg's chances of doing this past about the 13-minute mark. So we'll see if we can pull this off here in the next couple minutes or so. Infestation Pit on the way for Dr. Pepper. Fourth base just about to pop. Getting +2 missile attack, getting the muscular augments upgrade, which does increase the range and the movement speed. Yeah, movement speed by 25% and range by 1 for those Hydras. So no Hydras in the composition yet. There are Roaches, there are Ravagers, they have the +1/+1. They're going to go ahead and try to threaten this third base, but there's a tank on the ground. There are several tanks on the ground right now. Cyclones mixed in as well with their Tornado Blaster ability. Good against Roaches, not that great against Ravagers as they are not armored, but still, any damage you can get is going to help there. Tank walks up that ramp, gets murdered, and says, nope. The rest of the army says, no, we're not going that direction. Let's head on back home. There's an Overseer, though, just in case there are Widow Mines, which is nice. Are there actually any Hydras, or is he just upgrading them for some reason? Yeah, no Hydras or any in production, but there is a Nidus network. Hey, Nidus network here being morphed in or building at the natural base. Let's see how that works out. Oh, it's 45 to 79 harvesters, though. Like I said, Dr. Pepper needs to make this thing happen in the next couple of minutes with this composition, or he's just going to fall behind. A 3-basing 80-worker Terran is just going to be incredibly strong. Look at all these factories. Look at all these barracks under construction as well. A hive on the way for Dr. Pepper. 9-minute hive. What are you doing, son? I know you have 4 bases. You're just not macroing super hard. You have a big old army you're not doing anything with. At this point in time. Here is a drop. Finally moving out for Squanzo. His first action, his first offensive move in this game is at the 10-minute mark. Swinging around the left side. Going to try to drop here at the 3rd, I have to assume. The army coming back home. Did they see that? Might have seen it. Squanzo sizing up an area to go for his 4th base. And heading south are these medevacs. Alright. Fusion core on the way for Squanzo as well. Is he making liberators? I don't know. Spore Crawler getting some shots off on that medevac is going to kill it. Not paying attention enough. No, it does manage to survive. Just barely, though. Marines. 4 Marines unloading against the Queen and a whole ton of Zerglings, and they all get absolutely destroyed. Ouch. Another attempted drop here at the 4th base. There are Marines and Marauders here. No Spore Crawler at this one, but there are a couple Hydras. Not really enough to slow this thing down at all. And yeah, the Hydras are getting murdered. Queen's getting destroyed as well. Now it's time for the drones to die, but the Lings show up just in time to save them in the pickup and the boost out by Squanzo. So what's left of that drop? We've got 2 Marines and a Marauder heading inside the main base. Within range of that Spore Crawler. Babysitting those Squanzo. Good job. Babysitting. We have more Marines coming on up into the 3rd base, attacking multi-pronged harass here out of Squanzo. Trying to kill as much as he can, killing some drones. These guys doing great as well, but the Nidus Worm erupting inside the main base. I don't know if Squanzo sees it. I don't think he does. I think he's very distracted. He's moving out. Oh no, why would he be moving out? Is everybody in the Nidus network? Everyone's in the Nidus network. Boosh, there it is. Lings pouring out of the Nidus Worm, starting with some Hydras as well. Everybody rallying to different locations. Army for Squanzo says, what do I do? What do I do? Maybe we base race. At this point, I think if I was the Terran, I would just base race. I'm feeling pretty good about that. You've shut down the main base, essentially. You've shut down the 3rd base entirely. 4th base about to die as the entirety of the Terran forces are here to absolutely massacre it. The main base is in shambles for Squanzo. All these buildings are getting destroyed. All those beautiful production facilities are dying. The Hydras with +2/+2 and that range of 6 Liberators. No chance against them Ravagers, just in case more of those show up. Yep, 4th base is completely gone. 3rd base does get reclaimed a little bit, but there's still no mining going on there. The main base has a handful of drones trying to do stuff. This Marauder, no, kill the drones. You have 7. Don't go, just all right, whatever at this point. But here comes the big battle. Crossbows landing on the Terran. There's a Thor in the back doing a lot of work against these units. Tanks not even in siege mode. Marines and Marauders. Going to be a very close battle here using that Tornado Blaster. The Cyclone finally dies, and the final Thor with 7 kills gets cleaned up by the remaining Ravagers and Roaches here. So it looks very good for the Zerg player right now. I mean, there are 2 functional mining bases for Squanzo. He's actually building another one here to the left. And he does, actually, is that 3 functional mining bases? All right, so it's 69 to 25 total Harvesters. Roaches and Ravagers and a couple Hydras here, again continuing to destroy the main base, but not on attack move. Oh, DrPepper, why? And then he does stop. He does stop to fight these dudes and throw some corrosive biles down. The medevac's getting picked off from the ground. One of them does get killed with units inside. That is always such a tragic thing to see. A couple Lings here in the natural base just going to town on these SCVs. They don't have any attack upgrades, though. It's kind of a problem. This Ravager is sitting on the ramp. There we go. Blocking the rest of his units from coming down into the natural base. What units are left here for the Terran player? 30. Nope. That's the Zerg. 5 Marines, 3 Marauders. Not looking good. Not looking good for the Terran whatsoever. The Zerg player has laid absolute waste to the main. Another army coming up from the south to attack this 3rd base. The remaining Marines and Marauders are not enough. SCVs coming in to fight as well, absorbing some hits. If at all, they can do that. Marauder from the back, trying to get some work off too, but he gets picked off and singled out. Good stutter step action here from DrPepper, actually killing all these SCVs. There are 24 to 26 Harvesters right now, so I mean, Squanzo is not down that far at this point in time. It is super duper even right now. Roaches, Hydralisks, and that is it. Squanzo with the rage quit. Squanzo is defeated. DrPepper is victorious, and the Zerg gets the win today. So yeah, interesting Nidus work there. I really feel like if he'd showed up with the same army, right, at the front door, he'd just kind of get shut down. There were a lot of tanks, a lot of Marines. Would have been bet in the middle by the Terran army, but by Nidusing into the main base here, he really forced Squanzo into a decision, especially timing it. It was probably a lucky move, but especially timing it to when the Terran player was moving out, right? So he wasn't here to defend. It just absolutely allowed him to destroy this main base, with the exception of 2 armories and a flying orbital command, surprisingly enough. And then he was able to have enough to deal with the remaining drops and the attacks here at the Zerg side of the map as well. So good job by Squanzo. But in the end, the Zerg player able to macro enough off of this. I mean, he didn't have many workers. He lost 41 drones. He did. But yeah, in the end, just not quite enough to destroy the Zerg before he got a counterattack off. And again, Zerg player wins it, representing iDrunk. All right, so that's it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another edition of Mid-Rank Madness. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.